Hello and welcome to Flowtopia. We're so happy to have you with us here today online for our first online Flowtopia. So let's talk about why we're here today. Flowtopia is the Value Stream Management Consortium's flagship event. This is our third year of Flowtopia and our first of being online. What we found in previous years where we held Flowtopia in North America is that lots of our community and our members wanted to be with us, but they couldn't because the timing didn't work or the travel was too much. So this year we made the decision to go all in online so that everybody can join us wherever you are in the world. So it's our first fully virtual event. What that means is we've managed to expand the audience hugely by about 10 times. So I'm so happy that so many of you have chosen to join us today. We've also been able to expand the amount of people that we've included on the agenda. We've got a huge agenda today with around 30 different sessions. Part of the reason we've been able to do that is because we're running from 12 hours, from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. UK time. We're not really expecting many of you to attend those full 12 hours. It's kind of for me and the event team. But what we wanted to do was do a kind of half follow the sun, where we could have people from APAC join us in Europe in the morning and move through to North America and Latin America in the afternoon, with Africa there and hopefully some of Australasia joining us as well. So we wanted to maximise the window of opportunity for people to join us. We are recording everything today as well, so you'll be able to watch it on demand up until the end of November for ticket holders, and after that you'll have to be a member to access the content. But there are so many reasons to be with us live today. We'll come on to those reasons in a while when we look at the agenda in more detail. So our job at the Value Stream Management Consortium, and we are a not-for-profit, we're here to serve the value stream management community. We're here to create space to have conversations about value stream management, how it works, why it works, what doesn't work, and share and learn and debate and discuss with each other and network and find other people like us who are interested in this topic. Ultimately, what we aim to do is improve our organisations and our members' business performance in their organisations and in their client organisations. And we do care about all value streams, of course, but we particularly care about those value streams that help us thrive in the digital age. And you'll see that reflected in today's content. My name's Helen. I'm the CEO here at the Value Stream Management Consortium, and I'm really delighted to be able to share all of this with you. I want to tell you a little bit more about the Value Stream Management Consortium and the work that we're doing before we talk a bit more about what Flowtopia is all about today. So the first thing I wanted to introduce you to today is our Value Stream Management Implementation Roadmap here. We introduced this in the State of Value Stream Management report in 2021, our first research on the topic. And what we're doing here is really presenting a series of steps to help people understand how they can adopt value stream management in their organisation. A lot of people know about mapping, for example. It remains the favourite entry point into value stream management. But as you can see here, value stream management encompasses a lot more than just a single map for a single team. And actually what we're doing in modern value stream management, and many of you may have seen me talk about this being next generation DevOps, or how DevOps is catalysing a renaissance in value stream management, what we're seeing is the ability now to digitise or leapfrog or piggyback on the DevOps toolchains and other digitisation work that we've done in order to be able to visualise our digital value streams and thereby continually inspect and adapt them. So it can become an embedded way of thinking and working in an enterprise so that we can continuously manage flow and the realisation of value. At the consortium, I mentioned our research, the State of Value Stream Management reports, and we're currently putting together our latest report. We were incepted in March 2021. That's when we were founded as a not-for-profit or 501c in the state of Colorado in the USA. And that's when we delivered our first report, was later on that year, and we started Flowtopia the following year. So this year is our fourth year of reports. We haven't published it yet, but I'm going to give you a sneak preview of some of the insights we've seen. Let's reflect, though, on some of the things we've learned in previous reports, and specifically 2023, last year, where we really looked for two specific things, the first of which was indicators that value stream management adoption is advancing. And we saw lots of evidence of this in our data from our research. We saw advancements across the VSM implementation roadmap. And I've got some data in a minute that I'll share with you. It explains in a little bit more detail what we mean by that. We saw more people creating value hypotheses because it's not all about flow. It's not just about our time to value. It's also about making sure we are doing the right things to create the right value and right customer experiences that deliver the business outcomes we're looking for. We saw that more organisations are choosing to organise around value streams and that more people are reporting that they are aligned to value streams. We saw that values being measured more frequently, so people are understanding what value they're creating. And we saw an increase in the amount of DevOps tool chains that are connected to value streams, and a correlated increase in the amount of value stream management platforms that are being adopted. Now, you can see a value stream if you've got a DevOps tool chain, but it is much easier if you invest in a value stream management platform as a kind of umbrella or integration tool and interpretation and analysis tool that sits above it. We were also looking for evidence that value stream management works. So we looked for this by looking into the performance of our respondents in their organisations or their organisation performance and how these correlate with the practices. So we saw that higher performing organisations were more likely to organise around value streams, were more likely to be working with digital products or use a VSMP, that value stream management platform. They're more likely to create value hypothesis and do this earlier on in the product life cycle. So not just like at the PBI, but actually at the portfolio level, and cascade that value analysis down. They're more likely to put the customer first or be customer centric, and they will also have that faster flow, and they're more likely to understand that they need to measure the value realization as well. For the first time last year, we started thinking about value stream networks, which I'll come back to again in a minute. But we understood last year that these higher performing organisations are more likely to see their organisation as a value stream network. So here's an early sight of some of our 2024 research. And what you're seeing here is that value stream management implementation roadmap I showed you a few slides ago. And you're seeing with people reporting which step they're at over the last 3 years. So orange is 2022 and green is 2023 and purple is 2024. So you're probably wondering why there's an assessed spike in 2024. And it's because this year was the first year where we asked people if they were using that step. Ultimately, what we hope to see with this chart over the coming years is a complete flattening across the bars where everybody has done all of the steps. But of course, at the moment, we see some little peaks around MAP in particular, kind of the slope that you might see, like people are going to do the earlier steps first. That slope, it still exists, but peaks a bit with MAP. As I said earlier, MAP continues to be the most popular entry point. Last year, we saw a big spike around Connect, and that seems to have dropped. I think that's partly because a lot of those respondents have moved their answers, or the proportional answer has moved on to Assess. It's always difficult when you change the research parameters a little bit, but this will, as we move forward in other years, and hopefully we won't add too many more steps to the roadmap, this will regain some balance in it. I wanted to talk about that assess step a little bit more. One of our community partners we have with us today at Flowtopia is Comparative Agility, and they host our value stream management assessment. We built this assessment with the help of one of our sub-communities, which is our consulting huddle. So we all are specialists in delivering value stream mapping and management consulting, and we worked with each other to look at different parameters we could measure. So you can see in the screenshot at the front here, this is the actual assessment tool inside the Comparative Agility platform. And what you can see here is we're asking respondents to a survey to say how much they agree with a statement. So you can see statement 37 there is the lead time between a line of code that's been written in development, available to live users in production, has decreased over the last 3 months. So we're looking for indicators of where people are at in their adoption of principles and how well it's working for them. And there are a ton of different questions and ways to cut the assessment for your organisation or your client organisations to help them benchmark their current state and then start understanding what they need to do to move forward, and then reassess in order to understand progress made. We also asked this year, for the first time, people how many value streams they had in their organisation. And we asked them to tell us how many they estimated they had and how many they'd actually identified. And of course, naturally, we were expecting a delta between what people had actually looked at versus what they thought were probably there. So what you're seeing here is about 45% have actually identified 1 to 5 value streams, which is quite a lot lower than or quite a lot higher than the number of people that think they've got that many, so 20. So there's quite a big delta. So really what we're learning here is, as expected, people have not identified all of the value streams in their organisations as yet. We still have work to do. This is still an emerging way of working, despite the fact that it has a huge history going back hundreds of years to the Venetian arsenal, if you like, or certainly, 75 years back to Toyota production system. My favourite book, actually, about value stream management is 1995's James Martin's title, The Great Transition, in which he talks about the incoming digital revolution and how important value stream management, effectively a value stream revolution in an organisation, is going to be to make it successful. And actually, when I think about barriers we're hitting around things like DevOps, I think that our lack of adoption of value stream management is causing us problems in the digital world today and is a big key to help us move forward. And here's an indication of how much work we have to do. Also quite interesting there, the amount of people that said they got more than 500 value streams. So that is quite a small proportion. So, this stuff isn't beyond reach, I don't think. The key is to get each value stream empowered to understand their own value stream and where they play in it. We also asked this year whether people had visually documented their organisation as a set of interconnected value streams. It's either value stream networks or value chains. And what you can see here is that 48%, that purple, nearly half there, have said no, they haven't done either of those things. So again, this reflects that people are not yet seeing value stream management as an organisational management mechanism, which it can be and it should be according to all of our research in terms of the outputs it can have. I say half aren't, but half nearly are though. There's only 70% that are saying don't know. And then the rest are saying, yes, we're doing value trains. Yes, we're doing value stream networks, which is kind of like understanding the whole thing. And some saying value stream networks and value chains. Now, you might be thinking, what is the difference, Helen, between a value stream network and a value chain or a value stream chain? Well, good news. One of the pieces of work that we've done in 2024 at the Value Stream Management is launch a VSM taxonomy that you can find on our website under resources. And this is the kind of thing we're trying to help people understand here. So as you can see, our value stream management taxonomy is a starting point for practitioners in organisations to create a common language around value stream management. We've created this repository of VSM terms to provide insights into the landscape of value streams in the context of business architecture and digital transformation. So this is a central location for debate about what concepts mean, what principles and practices matter, and why. So we're looking, if you want to see additional definitions, please let us know. But this is a public resource that we make available to the community to use inside your organisations and help those value stream management conversations happen. We also asked this year for the first time, which of these value stream categories you use in your organisation or our respondents use in their organisation. So you may have noticed on that previous slide that we had value stream types. And this is a really interesting debate that we almost always have when a group of us gets together in the value stream world. And of course, we have different practitioners from different methodologies. This has been one of the great joys for me, actually, of being part of the Value Stream Management Consortium. I come from the DevOps community, but in the Value Stream Management Consortium, I'm part of the Lean community and part of the manufacturing community. I meet people that are interested in Value Stream Management for what it can do for spacecraft, for remote drilling, for all sorts of things that I've never really had much involvement before. But one of the things we often debate is how to categorise our value streams. And we have these different methodologies. So some of you will be familiar with team topologies. Again, one of our community partners here today who talk about things like stream aligned team. If you're into DevOps, you've probably been talking about platform engineering and things like that, also part of the team topologies frameworks. You may have been working with SAFe or other agile at scale methodologies, so you may be familiar with development or development and operational value streams. So what we're seeing here in the data is actually there's a huge amount of variation. And yes, there is a leader. The business value stream has, about 17% of the overall response rate. People said they're using business value streams. But there isn't any one real leader here. We're seeing the next spikes with those development operational value streams. My personal favourite are core and supporting. They're lagging a little bit behind. So, you know, there's still quite a lot here up for debate, I think, as people move forward. Again, how much do the words really matter? If you tune into Ray's talk later on, he's going to be talking about how we use language to talk about value streams in our organisation, to our business and other people. So maybe the naming of our value streams doesn't matter as much as what we do with them. What does really matter, though, is the definition of value. And again, this is a really thorny topic we found over the years we've been working within the Value Stream Management Consortium. And I say it's a thorny topic because people find it really hard to define what value is. We say things like value is in the eyes of the beholder, value varies from team to team, it's completely unique. And those things are kind of true. And what we've discovered in previous research is that actually the best way to measure value is through customer experience. And there are lots of different metrics, particularly in the digital world, we can use to measure customer experience. What we found in previous years is that people are more likely to measure business performance, so profit and revenue metrics, than they're likely to use their customer metrics. So customer metrics could be things like form conversions, bounce rates, time on the site, all those sort of things, and then things like sentiment analysis and reviews and referrals. There's lots of ways to quantify customer experience. But when we think about what customer value is, we try and understand what people think of. This is what we were trying to understand in this year's research, what people think of when we ask what customer value is. So what we're seeing here is a reasonable spread. Our yellow part of our pie there is the value customers derive from a good or service, so Lean's definition. Then we've got the customer's perception of the worth of your product or service. And then everything else comes a little bit behind. It's really interesting working in a role like this for a not-for-profit community serving organisation, because we are often asking these questions across the industry. So last year, or the year before, actually, you'll see that we were asking about how people look at, or what people's notion of a DevOps toolchain is, for example, like whether it starts at code commit and finishes at production, or whether it starts at the start of the product backlog or the portfolio tool and finishes with value in the hands of the customer. So trying to align us as an industry of practitioners around what these definitions mean and how to interpret them is a really important job, and we're very grateful to have it. But what you can see here is there is a lot of variation across practitioners. So that was your sneak preview of the State of the ASM Report 2024. I'd like to do a huge shout out, huge thank you to our incredible sponsors, PlanView, our platinum sponsor, our gold sponsors, Plandec and Enverus, and our silver sponsors, NTT Data and ServiceNow, for making today possible. And of course, a huge thank you to our community partners as well, who've been so helpful in helping us form this community and support this community. So Comparative Agility, IT Revolution, PeopleCert, Team Topologies, and the Value Stream Reference Architecture community hosted at the Value Stream Management Consortium. Big thank you to all of you for being here today. And you can go to our exhibition booths and meet all of these people today. They are all here and waiting to chat with you and hear your questions. Let's take a quick look at the agenda then. So we have a really packed agenda. This is where we are at the moment with me talking about where we're at. We're going to go straight into a live panel next. We're going to be talking about where we're at. So we'll be looking at some of that research and getting some tales from the field about where people think we are at. Then it's Ray's talk that I just talked about. So Ray's going to be talking about lost in translation, communicating the benefits of VSM to business leaders, and using this language that we just talked about, categorization, classification, what is value, all of those sort of things. Nagesh is then going to be talking about Enterprise Flow Unleashed. So he's going to be using flight levels to synchronize value streams for maximum impact. And then Val is going to be talking about mapping teams to value streams. So the principles and practices for team of teams organizational design. At this point, we switched to 2 tracks. So we have some parallel things coming up. And then we have an open space, our one and only open space of the day. This is our live panels, and our open spaces are really designed for our live audience. So we really hope you're going to get involved. An open space, if any of you have been to DevOps Days, you'll be familiar with the concept. It is a self-organizing session. So we will be asking the attendees what they want to talk about and defining the agenda and the conversation that way. So it's going to be very lively and very interactive. So we hope to see you there. Erica is next up. She is going to be talking about bureaucratic organisations and where products go to die. Alongside her, we're going to have Roman from PeopleCert talking about value streams in the value chain. And then Glenn is going to be talking about driving excellence, AI, digital twins, and value stream management. And he's going to be talking about one of my favourite topics, Formula One, because NTT Data are a McLaren sponsor. And he's going to draw some alignment between how Formula One racing works and how value stream management works. So don't miss his talk. Next up, we have a fireside chat with the wonderful Craig and Stephen, the developers or the innovators behind the value stream reference architectures. They'll be talking about Craig's experience at SAS, how they've built the value stream reference architecture, how you can get hold of it, and how you can use it. Dennis from Deutsche Telekom is then going to be talking about how he's been applying value stream thinking inside his organisation. So it's our first enterprise case story of the day. Brian is then doing a brilliant talk about applying the constructual law of physics to the enterprise. And then we have Josh and Steve up, so two of our very core value stream management consulting people. Josh talking about end-to-end flow and Steve talking about flow engineering. And don't forget, whilst we do have some parallel tracks and you can only listen to one at once, everything is recorded. So if you want to listen to Josh and Steve and can't decide, just plump for one and you can catch up with the other later. Next up, the wonderful Mark Hornby talking about transforming DevSecOps with AI-assisted value stream engineering. I'll be talking alongside that a little bit more about what it means to be a member. So if you want to find out more about the consortium, how we work and what membership offers, come and join me. Then we have a live workshop with Brian from Enverus. So this is an AI-enabled live value stream collaboration session. So very exciting, 60 minutes with Brian for an interactive value stream experience. Then we have another enterprise case story with Susan from Vanguard, which is going to be amazing. Susan was at Flowtopia in Las Vegas last year. Actually, as many of the speakers were. So I'm sure she'll be talking about learnings from there and how she applied them to growing VSM from 10 to 750 teams. So she's in that top 10% of people that have over the 500 value streams. Fred's up next talking about VSM, enterprise and business architecture modeling, and then we're going to have another mix of a live panel and open space. So we're going to be talking about sort of people's experiences on VSM adoption, but we're going to kind of mix it up so we have a lot of audience interaction as well as a panel sharing their experiences. Mark is then going to share with us how to find value in platform engineering, and Gary is going to talk about his new book that he's co-authored with several of our other speakers here today, including Richard Nasta and Steve Pereira. He's going to talk about his new book, The Lean Agile Way. And then Krishna is going to talk about value networks. So if I got you at value networks earlier, then this is the place to come. And then Richard is going to be talking about the art of flow and how to enhance business agility using value stream management. Next up, Kate is going to be talking about flowing towards efficiency and flow metrics. And Phil, with another enterprise case story, will be talking about lessons from the trenches of his experiences helping an organisation in structure or parchment in structure adopt VSM from 2021 to 2024. And then Josh and I, I'll probably be quite tired by this point, but Josh and I will then close down with a final session, just reflecting on everything we've done today. So it's going to be pretty amazing today. I'm really excited to have you here. I just have a couple more things I want to cover before we can get on with that first live panel. So we do have a leaderboard today. We've gamified the whole event, so you can do all sorts of things like participate in polls, visit the exhibitor booths, ask questions, put profile photos and exchange business cards. There's all sorts of ways to get points, and we have so many prizes for you to win today from that leaderboard. We have some brilliant Labs AI glasses. We have some VSMC Enterprise Team memberships to give away. Steve Pereira is giving away a Flow Engineering game. We have Uber Eats vouchers. We have other gift vouchers, could be Amazon, whatever you choose. We have Value Stream Management Foundation exam vouchers. We have copies of Gary's book. We have an entire Jean Kim book bundle from IT Revolution. So just get involved and look around and chat to people, and most of all, enjoy yourself. And if you're not already a member, please consider coming and joining us. All of this amazing work we do, we can only do because our members help us. We are entirely funded by membership fees. If you want to join us and you haven't joined us yet, we've got an annual individual membership discount for you, 50%, biggest we've ever done. It's code Flowtopia 50. That means that annual membership will cost you about $99 for all of this. It's amazing value. That voucher or that coupon code will be available until December 1st. So thank you so much for being with us today. We really appreciate your support. We hope you have a great day. Don't forget to give us feedback when you are finished with us today. And don't forget to access on demand, and don't forget to become a member if you're not already a member. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a wonderful time.